The world of reality television was rocked last night after a heated confrontation between Lil Scrappy and Bambi exploded into public view. What began as a private argument between the couple turned into a chaotic and emotional fight that left fans shocked and the hip-hop community in disbelief. What seemed like a normal disagreement quickly spiraled into a night that neither of them will forget, a night filled with hurtful words, broken trust, and emotions that boiled over. Sources close to the couple say this wasn't just a small fight. It was personal. It was emotional, and it left everyone around them shaken. There was shouting, blame, and a moment so intense that even those in the room were left feeling uneasy. People who had once seen Scrappy and Bambi as a strong couple are now wondering how things went so wrong so fast. Tensions between them had been growing for a while. They'd been facing problems in their relationship for months, but no one could have predicted how deeply things would fall apart. Those who know them say there were signs of distance forming, small disagreements turning into arguments, and frustration building behind closed doors. But still, this explosion of emotions caught everyone off guard. It all started on what seemed like just another ordinary day. Lil Scrappy had been out for hours, and Bambi was home waiting. When he finally returned that evening, she was standing in the living room, arms crossed, looking tired and upset. She asked where he'd been, and Scrappy casually replied that he had been with friends. But Bambi wasn't convinced. She felt something wasn't right, and her expression showed it. What happened next was fast and intense. The tension in the room shifted. Voices were raised, and before long, a calm conversation turned into shouting. Neighbors later reported hearing yelling from the house, but the full story didn't come out until later. According to someone close to them, Bambi shouted, "You don't respect me," to which Scrappy responded, "You act like I'm the enemy. You always think I'm doing something wrong." Scrappy said he was tired of feeling like he was constantly being judged at home. He felt like he couldn't even breathe without being questioned. Bambi, on the other hand, believed he was emotionally distant, spending less time at home, and possibly hiding something. Their trust had been cracking for a while, and that night it completely shattered. At one point, Scrappy slammed his hand into the wall during a burst of anger, narrowly missing a framed photo from their wedding. Bambi flinched. He didn't hit her, but the moment was enough to make the air in the room feel heavy and tense. Their daughter, sleeping in another room, woke up crying. Bambi ran to comfort her, while Scrappy paced back and forth, overwhelmed by emotion. Earlier that day, one of Bambi's friends had been on a video call with her and noticed something wasn't right. "She just looked worn out," the friend said. Not tired in the normal sense, emotionally drained. Like she'd been carrying too much for too long. After the blow-up, Bambi took their daughter and locked the bedroom door behind her. Scrappy stayed on the couch, fuming but too exhausted to continue arguing. The house was silent, but the tension didn't go away. The next morning, Bambi left. She didn't say anything. No note. No message. She didn't answer Scrappy's texts or calls. She was just gone. At first, Scrappy believed she needed some space and would come back once things cooled down. But as hours passed, then days, it became clear that something had shifted permanently. Word started to spread online. Fans noticed they had unfollowed each other on social media. Then Bambi posted a cryptic message to her Instagram story. "Sometimes the strongest move is walking away." That one sentence set off a storm of speculation. Blogs jumped on the story. Headlines like "Scrappy and Bambi split after explosive fight" filled the internet. Fans were shocked, though some admitted they'd sensed the tension for a while. "You could just tell something was off," one person commented. "They didn't seem like themselves lately." As the internet buzzed with rumors, people started taking sides. Some stood with Scrappy, saying he was under too much pressure. Others supported Bambi, praising her for putting herself and her daughter first. But no one really knew how bad things had gotten behind the scenes. Scrappy, meanwhile, wasn't just upset, he was heartbroken. In a conversation with a friend, he reportedly said he felt like he was watching everything he'd built fall apart. "We used to be unbreakable," he said. "Now I don't even know who she is." He blamed the change on Bambi's growing career. He felt like her priorities had shifted and that she was colder, less patient than before. But friends of Bambi tell a different story. They say she tried to fix things for a long time. She begged him to go to counseling, asked him to open up more, and even offered to slow things down to focus on their family. But he wouldn't budge. Their families were caught in the middle. Bambi's mother never liked Scrappy and believed her daughter had made a mistake marrying him. "I told her," she reportedly said during a family conversation, "he's not husband material. He doesn't know how to be stable." On the other hand, Scrappy's relatives felt Bambi was being dramatic, that she was making a big deal out of nothing. They insisted he never hurt her, just that he was frustrated and needed support. Friends tried to mediate, but nothing worked. Every attempt to bring them together ended in more conflict. One person close to them said it was like watching two people speak completely different languages. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't understand each other anymore. Scrappy began going out more, hitting the clubs, surrounding himself with people who didn't ask too many questions. But even there, the questions followed him. "You and your girl good?" someone would ask. He'd force a smile and nod, but deep down, he was crumbling. He felt alone, confused, and unsure of what came next. Behind the scenes, things grew more serious. Bambi reached out to legal advisors. She hadn't filed for anything yet, but just consulting with lawyers showed how serious this had become. It was no longer just about a fight. It was about protecting her future and her child's well-being. The media kept circling the story, and fans kept asking, what happened that night? Was there a way back for them? Or had too much damage been done? The truth is, no one knows for sure. But what's clear is that this wasn't just another celebrity breakup. This was a painful, deeply emotional collapse of a relationship that many had admired. People close to both say the door isn't completely closed, but it's not wide open either. Healing, if it ever comes, will take time. They've both been hurt, both made mistakes, and both have a lot to work through individually. Trust once broken is hard to repair, especially when it's been crushed in front of the public eye. As of now, there's been no official statement from either of them, but their actions speak louder than words. Bambi continues to stay quiet, focusing on her daughter and keeping her circle tight. Scrappy, on the other hand, has kept posting motivational messages, possibly to keep himself together during this rough time. The future is uncertain, but one thing's for sure, this isn't just a breakup story. It's a raw, emotional reality that shows how even the strongest-looking relationships can fall apart. It's a reminder that behind the glamorous photos and TV moments, real pain exists. Real people struggle, and sometimes love just isn't enough. What happens next between Lil Scrappy and Bambi remains to be seen. Maybe they'll find a way to rebuild. Maybe they'll go their separate ways for good. But for now, fans are left watching, waiting and wondering, how did it come to this? And in a world where everything plays out on social media, their silence might be the loudest part of the story. This heartbreaking moment between Lil Scrappy and Bambi is more than just another celebrity fight. It's a painful reminder that behind the glitz, glam, and Instagram filters, real people are hurting. Real love stories fall apart. And even the strongest couples can reach their breaking point. What happened between them wasn't just a bad night. It was the result of built-up pain, broken communication, and emotional exhaustion. Fans saw them as unshakable, but now we're seeing the cracks that were always there, just hidden behind closed doors. Whether they decide to reconcile or go their separate ways, one thing is clear: healing needs to happen. For both of them, for their child, for their peace of mind. Sometimes love changes. Sometimes it fades. And sometimes walking away is the strongest thing a person can do. We don't know what the future holds for Scrappy and Bambi, but we do know this: whatever comes next, their story is far from over. Life after love is never easy, but it can bring clarity, growth, and maybe even a new beginning. Thank you all for watching. If this story moved you, drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Do you think Scrappy and Bambi can come back from this? Or is this the final chapter of their love story? Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into your favorite celebrity stories. Until next time, take care of your heart, and remember, even the people who seem the strongest sometimes need a little healing too.